call it. Yeah. It's that time of the month this week where we
are on our periods.
Where it sounds like we're going to get naked, but we don't. It's Streak Week.
Yeah.
Because, and let's just reestablish why we do this. Because this year, it's coming to a close. We're finally almost out of the year where Brock Lesnar broke the streak.
Oh my God. Almost over.
Almost.
Does it negate once the year's over?
I hope so.
I think it does. You got 2 versus 1 voting, so we're going to win.
I hope you guys are right, but I'm not going to hold my breath for it.
But this year, Brock Lesnar broke the streak, and the whole world cried.
Including The Undertaker.
Yeah. Taker didn't cry because he was not conscious enough. Because Brock Lesnar gave him a fucking concussion.
Like, he cried when he watched the match back.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's...
I don't see Undertaker's the guy who watches his matches
Probably
back.
not.
He's like, I've been wrestling for 25 years. I don't need to rewatch my matches.
Yeah.
Especially the shitball finish.
Yeah. So, none of us were happy, and we're of the mindset that anyone on the planet would have been a better choice than Brock Lesnar to break the streak. So, once a month, we pick a wrestler who we feel deserved to break the streak more than chump change Brock Lesnar.
I like that nickname. I hope it sticks.
And so this week, we are turning to Kevin Hawk to find the answer. Who should have broke the Undertaker's streak?
That is you.
Alright, so I'm going to put a twist on it, because we haven't done this yet.
Okay.
Going into this WrestleMania match, Undertaker is the World Heavyweight Champion.
Ooh.
Oh, setting the stage.
Yeah, big deal.
Alright.
Big deal. And I'm picking this guy to break the streak because Undertaker is the World Heavyweight Champion. And who faces the World Heavyweight Champion at WrestleMania?
The winner of the Royal Rumble.
Last week's winner of the Royal Rumble, Fantasy Warfare, Stone Cold Steve
shit.
Austin.
Oh, man.
Talk about a WrestleMania dream match if there ever were one.
Fuck. The fact that it never happened is just unbelievable.
So there's my pick this week. Who should have broken the streak other than Brock Lesnar? Stone Cold Steve Austin. And we're going to give you 5 reasons why Stone Cold Steve Austin should have broken the streak. Reason number 1. Legendary status of these 2 men.
Yeah.
Is my reasoning. If you think about, like, the sort of group of The Undertaker's last few opponents at WrestleMania, you're picking all people who have reached a certain legendary status for one reason or another.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels, Triple H, CM Punk for his own reason, and, I'm going to step on some toes, but Lesnar was very well established legendary from his first run.
Yeah.
Albeit short, but he was
dominant.
I wouldn't call Brock Lesnar legendary in the typical wrestling sense, but Brock Lesnar had a mythical presence about him.
Yeah, I mean...
He can't be legendary in the typical wrestling sense because there was nothing typical about Lesnar when he was wrestling in his prime.
Oh, absolutely. Which was not this year.
No. So, I'm continuing on with this sort of legacy of these top-tier legend talent by making it Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Which is just now saying that, the streak is this much more important now. That, for a while it was okay, well, the streak wasn't really even a thing. It was Undertaker just going against his feuds. And then when the streak started getting kind of introduced in the storylines, it was a lot of up-and-coming guys who were trying to make their career off the streak. Mark Henry, Randy Orton, Edge, Batista. And then it became, look at all these guys can't get it done. So, they got to up the game and bring in all these top guys.
Yeah.
How about a guy who's got, a great WrestleMania track record for putting on some of the best matches in Mania?
He was in the main event of my favorite WrestleMania, WrestleMania 17.
Yeah.
Him and The Rock. Fucking phenomenal match.
Uh-huh. Like, he's what? He beat The Rock twice at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He beat Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 14. I can't even remember. He beat Scott Hall at 18.
Yes. Wasn't at 16.
So, I mean, he's got a lot of good WrestleMania wins under his belt. If he's got Scott Hall, The Rock twice, Shawn Michaels, and Shawn Michaels' last WrestleMania match before his comeback.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so, hey, check it out. Undertaker could be that one top-notch thing that you could, you know, put on there. Another guy that Stone Cold beat. Shawn Michaels, The Rock, Undertaker. No one else would be able to say that they beat Shawn Michaels, The Rock, and Undertaker at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. That's... Hell yeah.
Like, my thing after the first Shawn Michaels Taker match, and kind of the second one, because I thought maybe Shawn Michaels could do it the second time, was if it's not Shawn Michaels, it's no one. That was my thought.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels is the only man in WWE who deserves it. But Stone Cold wasn't in WWE at the time.
Yeah.
Agreed.
He's someone... There's only 2 stars in wrestling who you could argue that were bigger than Stone Cold. That's Hogan and The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even say The Rock was bigger than Stone Cold.
I'd say you can argue because... not during their time in WWE, but judging where they are now, Rock being the 2 top guys in WWE at the time, then Rock launching to Hollywood. Where,
Okay, yeah.
And Stone Cold doing his redneck reality show.
Yeah, and his
CMT.
And his podcast staying relevant in the wrestling world, but Rock and Hogan both transcended wrestling and became very pop culture icons. That's why you could argue that they are bigger stars than Austin.
Fair enough.
So yeah, Stone Cold's legendary status alone is my reason number 1 why Stone Cold should have ended the streak. And to move along to reason number 2, Thomas Wolfe.
All right. Reason number 2. We already talked about, Stone Cold's legendary record. And someone who has that kind of track record at WrestleMania, they deserve it. The guy who did break the streak, what's his track record at WrestleMania? Concussion against Kurt Angle. Lost to Goldberg in the shittiest match in WrestleMania history. And then he gets to break the streak.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
But this brings me to my reason number 2, because in the shittiest match in WrestleMania history, Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg, there was one entertaining part of that match. Special guest referee Stone Cold Steve Austin.
True story.
Stone Cold's presence alone made the worst match that we have ever seen, maybe until the streak match, made it somewhat enjoyable. Gave us someone to cheer for, to root for.
If nothing else, salvaged at the end by stunning Lesnar and Goldberg.
Yeah.
Which really was the highlight of the entire shitstorm that was a match.
Yeah. So, that's my reason number 2.
Straight up, just presence.
Straight up. Yeah. Well, because if he can make a match that terrible,
Bearable.
just by being there, imagine what he could do on a WrestleMania stage with The Undertaker, where the spotlight's supposed to be on them both.
Yeah. Goosebumps. Reason number 3.
Yeah.
Reason number 3. Think about it. Okay, so I'm sort of making a lot of the hypothetical situationage going on here.
Right.
Okay.
The Undertaker being the champion and whatnot.
Yeah.
And Stone Cold winning the Rumble. This does mean one thing, though. This means Stone Cold is coming out of retirement to do this.
Right.
A lot of guys play the flip-flop game with retirement, coming out of retirement. Hogan did it. Flair did it. Shawn Michaels left for 4 years. Triple H went on the inactive list for like a year and a half, 2 years, something like that. Now we got Stone Cold, who's been inactive since prior to WrestleMania 20.
Yeah.
Well, his last match was WrestleMania 19.
Yeah.
So
So
that's a long fucking time.
we're talking, this might be, with the exception of maybe Bob Backlund returning at WrestleMania 9, after, he retired before the first WrestleMania, came back at WrestleMania. This is a guy who's been officially retired for 11 years.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen. You don't get a comeback like that. So you'd imagine the hype around just Stone Cold's return, be it, he's returning to come back to win the Royal Rumble, and it becomes he's returning to break the Undertaker's streak. He has to win the Royal Rumble to break Undertaker's streak.
So, okay.
His return would cause so much of a ruckus because, everyone else has returned. Shawn Michaels returned, Rock returned, all these guys from this era have come back and done their runs that everyone's just waiting for Stone Cold. It's a never say never thing in real life. There's a chance it could happen for a one-off.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd be excited to see it.
Oh, I would be.
But not only is the whole world would be excited to see Stone Cold's comeback for his one-off at WrestleMania moment. Were it to be versus The Undertaker to break the streak, would make it that much more unique and anticipated by the masses. So, just the hype of Stone Cold's return alone is my reason number 3.
I like it. Reason number 4, I'm going to use a reason that we use fairly often, and I'm going to kind of take elements from your guys' last 2 reasons. The build-up to this match. If you've got, the legendary status and the return of 11 years retired Stone Cold, coming back and making his presence felt again in WWE, you know that people are going, okay, I remember 15 years ago when Stone Cold was just running fucking wild in WWE. The different things that he would do, the things he would do to people, setting up matches terrorizing DX and the McMahon Helmsley, that whole group with. That's one thing that stands out is Shane McMahon attacking a fucking cardboard cutout.
Yeah. Just
because they were so paranoid about where Stone Cold was. All the different vehicles that he's driven, just to completely fuck with these people. Imagine, this is, it's been.
He's gonna throw the Undertaker in a coffin full of beer.
Maybe. No, I immediately thought all the great things, all the great things that
That's disgusting.
all the great things that Shawn Michaels did to really fuck over the Undertaker going into WrestleMania 25, where he had the upper hand the whole time going into that match. Stone Cold, could drive a hearse. He could, just. There'd be so many different things.
He could drive a hearse to the ring, and then leave, and then come back with a monster truck and drive that on the hearse.
Yeah.
It's a lot of driving, but Stone Cold's up for the task.
But, I mean, just the different,
Drive
Stone
a monster
Cold
truck over a casket.
Stone Cold doesn't...
With a hearse in it.
Stone Cold doesn't care, if you are big and scary like The Undertaker. He is going to make sure that you understand that you don't scare Stone Cold.
Yeah.
So, not only would we get great banter between the two like we've gotten before, granted it's a completely different era and we've got different a lot more time under these guys' belt. But to get that nostalgia feeling of the things that Stone Cold would try to do to terrorize The Undertaker, and vice versa, because The Undertaker knows that he's defending his championship against one of the toughest wrestlers of all time.
I'm thinking something I'm thinking Stone Cold would go above and beyond, and Undertaker would wheel out a casket to, scare Stone Cold, open it up, rattlesnakes in the casket.
Fuck you. There you go. Exactly. Just the different things that they could do with this build-up, especially knowing that from January till end of March, early April.
Yeah.
I mean, and the fact that their budget is so much bigger now.
Yeah.
What could they do? They could have fucking Stone Cold drive stuff that doesn't even make sense.
I thought you were going to say that doesn't even exist.
He's just driving fucking spaceships and shit.
Stone Cold UFO abducts The Undertaker from the middle of the ring.
Like, just different.
Stone Cold comes in a giant mechanical crocodile.
I immediately thought of Hook.
Sort of.
The fucking
but-
clock.
Okay, so adding to the build-up, since I only get one reason, but I did think of this.
Okay.
But it goes along with the build-up.
Alright.
Hey, feel free to add on to each
Yeah,
other's reasons.
The build-up to
It's my guy.
Triple H and the Undertaker, they did the, we're the last of an era. They even said we're the last of the Outlaws.
Oh.
That could,
Fuck yeah!
you jump.
Dude.
Stone Cold could easily jump in from that and be like, you know what? You beat all the Outlaws, but you didn't beat me. I mean, Taker's won matches against
Speaking
me,
of
but
Outlaws, Sting is wearing a black bandana right now.
He looks scary.
Yeah. But I mean, sure, Taker's beat Stone Cold in matches. I'm not trying to say he hasn't. But you've taken out all of the other Outlaws. Shawn Michaels stepped up, you beat him. Triple H stepped up and you beat him. But there's one guy who you haven't beat on the biggest stage from all. There's one Outlaw who's always been, was the Outlaw before anyone else, and that's Stone Cold Steve Austin.
And I don't think Triple H ever attacked Undertaker in their build-up to the match. Shawn Michaels is the only person to actually physically provoke the Undertaker in recent
Since 25,
yeah. Like CM Punk's whole thing was taunting him with the urn.
Well, CM Punk did attack him from behind that one time, didn't he? When he attacked him from behind and then spread the ashes on him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. But I think that was just before Mania.
So he did it once.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels.
But Shawn Michaels did it multiple times, both through 25 and 26.
Yeah.
There was physical provocation. That Stone Cold was gonna be immediately, if they were to do that, the silent, okay, yes, we're going to WrestleMania thing that Undertaker and Triple H
Stone Cold
did.
would have flipped him off and stunned him.
Yeah, it would have been they would have looked at the sign, looked at each other, nodded, and then Stone Cold would have fucking stunned him right then and there. And
there would have been middle fingers involved.
Also,
all kinds of middle fingers.
Also, adding to the build-up, Vince would have been right there in the middle of this, trying
all the middle fingers,
trying to control this chaos.
Yeah.
Adding a whole other level to it.
Yeah. Can you imagine Vince McMahon? He's oh shit. Okay. Undertaker. You his whole thing would be Undertaker just doesn't have it anymore. And he needs to go away, and so we need someone to take it. But then Stone Cold steps in, and he goes, "Oh fuck!" But I hate Stone Cold. And
well, it would just. I'm even picturing when they're getting, because this build's gonna go from Royal Rumble to WrestleMania. That's a good long time, especially for modern day build-up. So Vince is gonna right away. He's after the stunner, maybe after the casket, rattlesnakes, whatever they do. Vince is gonna be okay, enough. You two have to calm down. You can have your match, but you're not going to do all this. And they would just fucking ignore him.
Well, yeah. Because
I picture doing they bring out a contract, do a contract signing type thing, where it's no contact clause. And they don't sign it. And Stone Cold, they start brawling. Then fucking, week after week, Vince is trying to get them to sign this.
Which could even run into things of oh, well, you guys aren't listening to me, then you guys have to face Big Show and Kane in a tag team match. Right. You guys got to be partners now.
So yeah, we're
take that, your brother and another bald guy.
Yeah.
Right back now.
So in closing, the build-up is
Vince McMahon is now talking like this.
It's limitless with these guys.
From the South.
Both of them have these stellar careers.
Southern Connecticut.
And just
so much legacy here.
There is...
And we're not talking Cody Rhodes, Ted DiBiase.
No. There is nothing that
Manu.
these two could get away with that we could expect. They go all out for a match like this.
Yeah.
True.
I had another thought, but it doesn't really add anything to this point, so we can move on.
And that is reason number 4.
But I'm so pumped for this match now, and I'm sad because it's not going to happen.
I'm going to play 2K14 after this. I'm going to make it happen.
You know what comes next?
Reason number 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reason number 5. Now, this might be the most short and sweet reason I've ever given on Streak Week for anybody. We've done a lot of people.
Yeah.
So what is like 6th or 8th or whatever Streak Week we've ever done. Whatever it is. We generally like to go into a lot of little details about, whether it be RVD or Mick Foley, who we have breaking the streak. But I want you to go on and watch SummerSlam 98, The Highway to Hell. The main event is a WWF Championship match between Undertaker and Stone Cold. Purely, my reason number 5 is Stone Cold and Undertaker's in-ring chemistry. These guys, WWE did a great thing with Undertaker and Stone Cold, where they did not cross paths in the ring very frequently. Mm-hmm. Which made it, two guys who, if you have two guys who have incredible in-ring chemistry and you save their matches, it makes it very special.
Yeah.
Which is something WWE lacks right now.
So watch that match and tell me, just based off of that, would you not want to see something like that a second time? Because SummerSlam, that's like the second biggest pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Now imagine what they're going to do for the biggest pay-per-view. It's going to be amazing. And just that, their chemistry in a match alone makes me want to see it. I don't even care if I get to see the build-up. If, if I was a wrestling fan from the Attitude Era and I stopped watching wrestling because of the whole Cena era, PG, bullcrap, whatever, and one of my friends told me, oh, Stone Cold versus The Undertaker is going to happen at WrestleMania this year, I'm instantly in.
Yep.
I'm going to add on to not only chemistry, but even taking that same match. Stone Cold, he said this multiple times on his podcast. There was a spot where Undertaker got hit and brought his head up real fast and actually knocked out Stone Cold. Stone Cold wrestles the majority of that match completely fucked up. They're concussion city. When he wakes up, he doesn't know where he is. He has to ask Earl Hebner where he is.
Yeah.
And the match is still good.
Yeah.
So you imagine that if Stone Cold can wrestle a match where he has no fucking clue what's going on, doesn't remember what they planned on doing, and is still able to pull out a great match, imagine what they would do in a match like this where he knows he's breaking the streak.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And, hey, so I accidentally freaking rocked your world first go around. We'll be careful and not do that this go around. Yep. And guess what? All those spots we planned out are actually going to happen, and nothing's going to get changed on the fly.
There you go.
And, you brought up another thing that if you were watching in the Attitude Era and dropped off and someone's like, hey, this match is happening, you would watch, every wrestling fan knows who these two people are. Mm-hmm. It's not just the fans who would be glued to this match. It's all the wrestlers in the back who would be glued to this match.
Oh, for sure.
I could even see it being, all the wrestlers, not even just in the back, but standing out on the stage watching this match.
Man, that gave me good. I
had that feeling with the first Shawn Taker match. I could feel that all of the other wrestlers who were there were all probably in 1 or 2 rooms together, just glued on screens.
Yeah, but I just picture them standing out kind of by ringside, not close enough to limit the action, not like lumberjack style, just out to where the audience can tell how invested they are in this match. Stone Cold winning and getting a standing ovation from the entire locker room.
That would, dude, I'm getting chills just thinking. That would be an epic moment.
You know what it reminds me of? Here's another thing you look on the network. Starrcade 97. The return of Sting to face Hollywood Hogan. All the wrestlers that weren't on the card for the show were in the audience.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The wrestlers had been given tickets to the show because that's how that's one of the ways that was their last second way of building up while you're watching the pay-per-view.
Right.
Is, hey, look at this. Look at this, a good guy and a bad guy who are sitting next to each other and they're coexisting because they're so intent on seeing this happen.
Yeah.
And they're sitting right next to the fans.
And they're sharing popcorn.
Yeah. So you can imagine, like, what if that happened in WWE?
Yeah.
You're passing through the crowd and like the Matadors are in the audience, and you see old guys who have retired, like Finlay and Dean Malenko are out in the audience, and William Regal and all the NXT guys are sitting in one section together. Like,
and you could even have, like, not to be detrimental to the match, not to get in the way, but even have like the guys, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, The Rock, Kane, all the guys who were huge stars with them in that era, standing right by ringside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just as observers.
For the record, JR has to call this match.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, we just hyped up a match that we're all now going to cry when the camera goes off because it's not going to happen.
You're never going to see this match because Brock Lesnar broke the streak.
And pretty much broke The Undertaker.
Yeah,
and broke the worthiness of the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, he's killing the WWE from the
Brock
inside.
Lesnar is the cancer of wrestling. And just because he's a butt, he's the butt cancer.
I'm sorry, sir. I hate to deliver this news, but you've been diagnosed with Brock Lesnar.
Left or right cheek?
It's the left.
Oh no. Gonna have to get a buttectomy.
Oh, but there's nothing in the world that can fix the problem that is Brock Lesnar.
No.
He'll forever be a problem.
No. He's gonna be a taint stain on the underwear of Earth.
You better fucking deliver at the Rumble, or I swear to God.
If you don't deliver, I'm canceling my cousin's subscription to the WWE.
Yeah. I'm keeping my fingers crossed he loses in the Rumble.
Dude, just face facts now. We're going to see Brock Lesnar in the main event of WrestleMania.
There's only one. Okay.
Punch those facts in the face.
Segment's done. Goodbye.
Bye, guys. By the way, see you later. See you for the next
See you later in the week.
Yeah. Bye. I'm gonna miss you. I already miss you.
We love you.
Do you want to touch my sting face? I want to touch my sting face.
There's people rubbing their computers right now.
I know. I'm enjoying it.